The Love of Milim and Rimiru, Chapter 36. The Opening Festival. 1 week has passed and it was now time for the opening festival. Everyone was busy and the Dora Forest Federation was busting with life. This was an opening festival in celebration of the establishment of the Kingdom of Tempest and the engagement of Rimiru and Milim. There were many stalls that were set up by the kingdom, and many monsters and merchants were managing these stalls. Many nobles were coming to Tempest City in preparation for tomorrow's engagement party. Some of Rimiru's subordinates, like Caria, Gabiru, Shina, and Vesta, have their own stall, which they decided to open. Let's look at what each of them were doing in their stalls. With Caria pleaded with Rimiru to allow her to open her own stall. She wanted to open a stall for arm wrestling matches. Rimiru permitted her to carry on with what she wants, and she did just that. Step right up, people. If any of you can beat me in an arm wrestling match, you will be rewarded with a sum of 100 gold coins. Caria shouted. Many crowds gathered round to see who would take the challenge. Are you adventurers, wusses? Not feeling confident about challenging a lady like myself? Caria taunted them. I'll take the challenge. Stand back, people, and see how a real man puts a girl in her place. A male adventurer said. He has a buff body, and his aura showed that he was no weak adventurer. Isn't that Cuba? The man who slew that dragon single-handedly? I heard that he has been promoted to an A-class adventurer. If that is all true, isn't it overkill for him to face that lady? Well, she seems to be the one who challenged everyone in the crowd, so the murmuring continued in the crowd. Caria smiled when she saw that the man who accepted her challenge. I like your spirit, adventurer. Just pay 1 silver coin to get registered. If you beat me in arm wrestling, you will win a total of 100 gold coins. Kubo smiled. It's nice and simple. I like that. So he paid the money and got ready to begin the arm wrestling. Caria also got in position, and both of them connected their arms together. Let's start at 3, 2, 1, and begin, Caria shouted before the match began. Cuba used all his might to try and push Caria's hand down, but her hand did not even flinch. He was using strengthening magic to power himself, but Caria's hand just wouldn't budge. Eventually, Caria got bored, and with one fell swoop, brought down Cubo's hand and won the match. The crowd began to cheer as they saw Cuba easily won her match with the S-rank adventurer. Many adventurers were eager to test their strength against Caria after witnessing how strong she is. Come on, people, I accept all challenges, Caria said to the crowd of people gathered. And just like that, Caria became famous as the unbeatable girl in arm wrestling. With Shinon opened a stand that sells different kinds of food. She was hoping to prove Shuna wrong about the cooking being good. The reason is because Shuna kicked her out of the kitchen when she tried to help prepare the food for the engagement party. Shuna told her that if she can manage to sell a full pot of her food during the festival, she would be allowed back in the kitchen. That was the plan, but reality says otherwise. Shuna is currently preparing a full pot of food in her stall. Shinon is currently preparing a pot full of food with a tied-up Rimiru singing in a chair outside her stall. Shinon, please, think about what you are trying to do. Rimiru pleaded with her. Don't worry, Rimiru. I've been practicing my food skills lately. I'm confident in this dish, Shinon said with pride. Rimiru looked at the pot and got impaled. Rimiru was screwed. He was just trying to keep an eye on Shinon, as Rimiru ordered him to do when she kidnapped him and tied him to a seat. Sheena insisted that he will be here taster for the food, and she will sell without giving Mimaru a chance to object. Mimaru tried to break the rules that was used on him, but Shinon used her unique skill to change the properties of the rope, and now the rope was as hard as Rimiru's multi-layer barrier. Mimaru had no choice but other than to beg her to spare him. It is done. Here, have some. Shinon places a plate of her dish in front of Mimaru. Mimaru looked at the calamity in front of him and with a pale face. So this is how I die. It was a short life, but it was fun. I wish I had tell Shuna how proud of a brother I am of her. What a life I have lived. Farewell world and hello afterlife. Mimaru thought to himself with acceptance. And so Mimaru's life came to an end from being forced to eat Shino's cooking. Mean bystanders avoided Shino's stall and in order not to be the next victim of Shino's cooking. Sorry. Many of Rimiru's subordinates were busy enjoying the festival. Gabiru and Vesta were doing a science presentation. Vadora opened a Tagoroki stall, and it was quite popular. Ultima was making sure that no one caused any troubles in the city. Shuna and the other cooks were in the kitchen making a masterpiece for tomorrow's party. Everyone was enjoying themselves in the party except for Rimiru. Currently, Rimiru is sitting at his throne, greeting all the nobles and important people who accepted his invitation. By his side is Diablo and Testarossa acting like his bodyguard and secretary. He was told that he should not meet Milim until tomorrow, which is why he was the only one doing the greetings. He has greeted a lot of nobles who thought they could use this opportunity to gain a favor with him. Frankly speaking, he was exhausted from all the speaking. Who's next, Diablo? Rimiru asked in a tired voice. The next is King Gazal and his companions, Diablo said while looking at the list in his hands. Send them in, then, Rimiru said. After he said that, a huge door to the throne room was open and King Gazal, and along with his companions, entered the throne room. Greetings, Rimiru. It has been a while, and congratulations on your engagement, Gazal said in a friendly manner. Rimiru smiled and thanks and welcome. I'm glad you could make it. Oh, I wouldn't miss this party for the world. It's not every day that two demon lords get married, you know, Gazal said in a joking manner. Rimiru laughed. Yeah, that's true. Might be the first one in history, wouldn't you say? So true. I would like to say and keep charting, but I'm exhausted from my trip to your city, Gazal told him. Rimuru nodded. I understand. Moss, he called. Moss appeared immediately. Rimuru appeared immediately after Rimuru called for his name, which surprised Gazal and his companions. Please escort King Gazal and his companions to the hotel lodging we have prepared for them, Rimuru instructed him. As you command, my lord, Moss replied. Moss gestured for Gazal and the rest to follow him outside of the throne room, which they did. After they left the throne room, leaving Rimuru to sit in his seat, once again tired in a tired way. How many left? Rimuru asked. Just one more, my lord. It is the embassy of Thalan Empire, Diablo answered. My lord, it seems that the Emperor of Thenian is also with them. It is causing quite an uproar in the city, Testarossa said. Really? Is she a big deal or something? Rimuru asked. From what I heard, the Emperor doesn't make an appearance often, and she's hardly seen. Only a few have ever laid their eyes on her in a lifetime, Testarossa explained. Well, I don't see the Emperor waiting. Well, don't keep the Emperor waiting. Send her in, Rimuru said. The huge door of the throne room opened, and a very beautiful elf lady, along with her many bodyguards, walked into the throne room and approached Rimuru. The elf lady and her guards reached Rimiru, who was sitting on his throne. Greetings, Demon Lord Rimiru, leader of the Jora Forest. My name is Amicia Elru Thalion. I am the Emperor of Thalion. Elsima introduced herself. Rimiru stood up from his throne. Greetings, Emperor Thalion. I am Rimiru Tempest, and I am pleased that you accepted my invitation. Elisama looked at Diablo and Tessarossa, and then back to Rimiru. I have heard tales about your power, but to think you have two primordial demons as subordinates. You are truly a wonderful. You're truly a wonderful. Rimiru Tempest. Rimiru smiled. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm just surprised as you. It's not every day someone meets an introverted emperor. Melissa, face turned red from embarrassment. I am not an introvert. Really, 'cause I heard that you rarely are seen even in your own kingdom, Rimiru said with a shrug. Well, to keep my image, if I let everyone see me, then people will start spreading rumors about me, which I don't like, Elisama said with a pout. Rimiru laughed. I was just kidding, Emperor Elmisia. Though you should be more relaxed around me now, right? Elisama looked at Rimiru with a small smile. Indeed, you're nothing like the rumors I've heard. Really, what is your opinion about me now? Rimiru asked her. I will make a judgment when I get to know you more. Truly, it is an honor to be in the presence of the new true dragon, Rimiru. I look forward to seeing you and your bride tomorrow, Elisama said to him. Rimiru scratched his head with an embarrassment. Likewise, Elisama. He turned to Tessarossa. Tessarossa, please show them to the hotel that was prepared for them. As you wish, my lord, Tessarossa said with a bow. She turned to Elisama and her guards and asked them to follow her. Elisama and her guards left the throne room and followed Tessarossa, leaving Rimiru and Diablo alone. So tomorrow is the day, Rimiru said. Are you nervous, my lord? Diablo asked. A little. I wonder what Milim is doing, Rimiru said to himself. With Milim. Milim was in her and Rimiru's room, crying while Frey was trying to comfort her. Why can't they let me eat? I really was dying of hunger here, Milim said with tears. Frey sighed. Milim-chan, I have explained this many times. If you eat too much, the dress that is prepared for you tomorrow will not fit you anymore. But I'm so hungry, and the food that was given to me earlier was so little. At this rate, I will die of starvation before my engagement party, Milim said to Frey. Just endure it a little longer, Milim. Don't you want to see Rimiru's reaction when he sees you in the dress? Frey asked her. Milim imagined Rimiru and smiled. She really wanted him to see her in that dress, but the torture was too much for her. Milim sighed as she cleaned her eyes. I guess I could wait until tomorrow. Just know that I'm only doing this for Rimiru. Frey smiled and hugged Milim. Good girl. I'm so proud of how mature you are. Milim hugged her back and stayed like that for a little while. So everyone was in anticipation for the engagement party tomorrow, both the good and the bad. Will all finally be decided in the engagement party tomorrow? That could be Rimiru. What could Rimiru be thinking to do in the engagement party? Who knows? But it will be revealed in tomorrow's party. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe today to become one of my domestic listeners. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.